What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? It's your old pal, Spider-Man, aka Peter Parker, coming at you live once again. No, just kidding. It's me, Comic Solution, and I just got home from seeing Spider-Man: Homecoming here on his premiere night, July 7th. It's a little bit late. I'm a little tired. I honestly thought about putting off the little movie review video because it is late. I am kind of tired, but I am still kind of hyped and excited about the movie that I just saw. I know a lot of you guys probably are hearing mixed feedback about the movie. You're not sure what it's really all about. You don't know if it's worth seeing. Maybe you are waiting to see it. Maybe you don't want to see it in theaters, which I don't necessarily agree with. I can understand your point of view. Me personally, I'm a Spider-Man fan. I've been a Spider-Man fan even before the Tobey Maguire films. Watched the cartoon as a child, read the comic books off and on during middle school. I just really enjoyed Spider-Man. He's probably one of my very, very favorite superheroes. Although Superman may have that role, but still, Spider-Man has been a crux of my fandom in the comic book universe ever since I was a child. Again, does this movie come close to the Tobey Maguire original Spider-Man films? I personally say no, absolutely not even close. I do enjoy the film. I actually really thought it was good. I thought it was really fun, and I thought it was exciting. I really loved it, to be honest. I do have a special place in my heart for the films, for the film, but it will not even get close to what Tobey Maguire accomplished in the original trilogy of Spider-Man. That being said, I'm glad this movie was made, and I will get into that a little bit more as I get on to the video. As I always do these, guys, as you know, the Spider-Man logo will be on the left side of the screen, which will be on my right, so right here. As long as you see that Spider-Man logo in the corner, you're good, spoiler free. When that logo moves to this side, which would be you guys' left, excuse me, be the right side of the screen, my left, then you know that it is me talking about spoilers. Generally speaking, these videos they generate a little bit of views. I do like to do them. Again, it's not about views. I know I'm not a giant YouTuber or anything. I'm just doing a hobby. At this point, I do like the audience and I like the feedback that I get, and that's one of the best things about doing this is hearing back from you guys, getting comments, getting fans and whatnot. And I'm going to continue to do it for that, but I also mainly do it for myself. This is kind of like therapy or a diary of video logs that I have for my own personal use. But it's not all about me, you guys. So I know a lot of you guys are out there thinking, here's Comic Solution doing his little movie standboy thing, and you know, you're right, because every time I do a video, it's on a movie that I enjoy. I don't deliberately go out and see a movie that I don't think I would enjoy. I don't generally do that kind of thing. It would just kind of be not in my best interest. I mean, it's kind of like somebody who is not interested in seeking physical therapy or cancer treatment and go into the hospital and look for that. No, it's not that way at all, and that just logically would make sense. I'm not a movie reviewer. My channel is a variety channel, obviously. I don't know what it is that I do well, but I do it. Whatever it might be. So I do tend to stick with my films that I enjoy. So you are technically correct, sirs and madams. Alright, so is this a movie that I think you need to rush out to the theater and see? Well, of course, it's always a matter of personal opinion. I personally hope that you do go see it. For me, it was a no-brainer. I have been hyped about this movie ever since day one. When I heard they were making a new Spider-Man movie, when I heard Tom Holland would be in it, after I saw Civil War and I saw that he did a fairly decent job, and I was really hooked when I saw the trailers. And I will say that you should see it, I think, because it's just worth it. Spider-Man the movie is great. The Homecoming movie is very, very fun. It is very different. It is not a classic, you know, cookie cutter Spider-Man drafted from, you know, the origins of Genesis. It doesn't even have an origin story. It's very different. It is not a whitewashed culture of Spider-Man like we're used to seeing. It's very different. So if that's what you're interested in, maybe you shouldn't go see it. That being said, I think it's worth it. I don't think you have too much to worry about as far as spoilers go. I mean, I could be wrong if you're one of those people who just hates every little spoiler, but there's nothing really major going on that would be spoiling the movie for you. So take it as you will. If you're a big Marvel fan, if you're into Spider-Man like I am, then I think you would enjoy it. I think it would be worth the theater experience. There is lots of great visual effects and things that would make it worth seeing in the theater. But I don't necessarily think that you have to if it's not something you're immediately interested in doing. I do think you should see the movie at some point. I recommend seeing it in theaters because I think it's worth it, but it's ultimately up to you. Alright, now that we've addressed this, I believe it is time to get into the spoiler aspects of the movie. So, Spider-Man, Spider-Man, let's move the logo over here. From the left side to the right, fighting crime all day and night. Here comes the Spider-Man. Sorry about that. You guys really love my corny songs. It's the best part of my movie reviews. I know a lot of people watch just for those. Not really. That would be kind of ridiculous. Let's get into the spoilers of this movie, shall we? And down to the nitty-gritty, let's say what everyone's thinking. This movie is different as hell. This movie is not Spider-Man we're used to. This is a Spider-Man that I've never seen in my life. It's so different, in fact, that it might bother you a little bit. It's got a nod to all different comics and varieties of comics and universes of Spider-Man and the ultimate Spider-Man, Miles Morales, as well as the original Spider-Man, Peter Parker. And then you got these villains from all the different Spider-Man series, like the Vulture, the Shocker, and even lesser-known villains like the Tinkerer, which we'll get into as well. And then you have just a whole new cast of characters. You got different people in the high school, and that just throws a monkey wrench into the thing also. But it's kind of fascinating. I thought it was interesting that the diversification of the cast was so different, but I didn't have a problem with it. I didn't think it ruined the movie by any means. I really enjoyed Ned. I thought his character was great, hilarious. He's also taken from the Miles Morales, which if you don't know who that is, Miles Morales is the black Latino Spider-Man that takes over when Peter Parker dies. Ned is a character from that universe, so I was surprised to see him in this movie. But that shows of the differences in this movie, the differences of culture, the difference of the film itself, and things like that. So we have Ned taken from that universe. Then you're going to take in, of course, his lead love interest, Liz, which was taken. Of course, there's a non-white female lead, supporting lead character there. Then there's MJ, which was much different character. Mary Jane, she's not even Mary Jane. She's known as MJ at the end of the movie. She's an awkward girl. But I don't really have a problem with any of that. In fact, I kind of enjoyed it, and I thought it was great that they used the high school setting so well. In the classroom, on the field trip, the classroom setting and the high school environment was something we see much more of in this Spider-Man. And because Spider-Man's only 15. And then you have Tony Stark and the Avengers, which do make a debut. How about this little Captain America, info movies, or whatever you want to call them, that he played throughout the high school classes. I thought that was pretty cool. I love that Tony Stark was such an integral character in this film. And I love that I didn't even mind Aunt May being the age that she was, and I'll tell you why. Spider-Man is probably the most relatable character, most relatable superhero there is, because he's a character who goes through a struggle, because he's a young man, and most people can relate more to the Aunt May that's younger, because it's more like their mom. That's what we're used to, is the motherly figure. And she's younger, and she's more in tune with his world, and that's why I think it works well. It works out well. Even though in the end of the movie, when she looks at him in the Spider-Man suit and says, what WTF? That's not something the original Aunt May would say at all. Wow. It is very different. How is that going to work out in the future? Peter Parker is Spider-Man and his Aunt May knows. Maybe she's going to intervene. And I can't believe he didn't take Tony Stark up on his offer to join the Avengers and jump in that Iron Spider suit that was definitely influenced from the comics. But I can't believe he didn't join them. But he wanted to be a kid and experience his social life, and I'm kind of glad he did. It's pretty cool. And then, of course, Michael Keaton. What an incredible villain. He was just... I didn't even realize it was Michael Keaton at first. My mom had to point it out to me. I was like, oh, wow. I didn't know. Michael Keaton did a heck of a job. I loved him as Birdman. I love him as the Vulture, too. Incredible actor. And then the Tinkerer, which if you guys didn't pick up on, he's the Hispanic guy who meets up with Michael Keaton's character, the Vulture, on the boat for the weapons supply drop, or the exchange, I should say. Anyways, what I meant to say is at the end credit scene, they have a brief conversation about they wanted to kill Peter Parker, and the Tinkerer says that he wants to do it, and so his friends slit his throat, and yada yada yada. And then the Vulture says, you know, I don't know who Spider-Man is, and if I did, he'd be dead. Well, clearly we know that he does know who Spider-Man is, unless he somehow thinks that he was wrong. Or does he think that Spider-Man's dead because he gets caught in the debris? I don't know. These are questions we'll have to see in the future. Did Tony Stark propose to his girlfriend? It's also left ambiguous. These are questions that we'll have to need answers for in the future. Again, Marvel, you've hooked us. Spider-Man Homecoming did very well for me. I was super excited about it, and it held up well. I'm going to give it a 4.75 out of 5. I don't care if you hate me for it. What it did was it took culture and diversity from Miles Morales, and even though it couldn't cast Miles Morales, even though it couldn't put Donald Glover where Tom Holland was as the lead actor, it came close. And that different Spider-Man is what I enjoyed. So, if you like this movie and you'd like to talk about it, let me know in the comments section down below. I could be wrong. This is just one man's opinion. I am wrong quite often, and if I am, let me know in the comments section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. On behalf of Comic Solution Studios and the entire Comic YouTube team, I'm Comic Solution, signing off. Don't forget to subscribe. I love you guys. And I'll see you next time, Spidey fans.